It's close, isn't it? My question has to do with, as we seem to change and evolve and head more towards where we feel is the correct place for us, but we have others in our life that seem to build up a resistance towards us or a negativity towards us based upon where we're going. A bit difficult to say. We're going ahead and we're not taking them with us, essentially, is what's going on.
Well, actually what's going on is you think you're going ahead, but you're not really going ahead because you're worrying about not taking them with you, so you're not really going ahead. And the reason that you're upset is because you're not going ahead and you're blaming them.
Okay.
Because if you were really going ahead,
right,
you would not notice that they're not coming. You'd be such the allower that you would stay in alignment with who they are becoming, even though they haven't caught up with it. That was so good. When you're saying, I got there and they're not coming, we say, you're talking about your upstream stance because you're noticing what isn't happening rather than what is happening.
Okay.
So what do you do about that? Well, the fastest fix of all is to say to yourself, I don't have the right, say it to yourself, not to them, I don't have the right to make you different or even to decide that you should be different. I don't have the power either to make it so. I don't have the choice of you changing. I can't make that happen. I've tried that. But I have a choice of looking at you and feeling bad about what I see, or looking at you and feeling good about what I see. And I can't count on you to show me what I want to see, so I have to count on me to look for what I'm wanting to see. So I'm going to start making a list of your positive aspects, and I'm going to practice it until it's the most active part of you that's in me.
Okay.
And this is really what you're reaching for. This is the hands-on work that you can do with so many people that you care about. When you care about feeling good, and you find things about others, and you activate the best of them in you so that you're feeling good when you think about them, now law of attraction is going to show that part of them to you. But if you're really an objective thinker, so you're looking at their good side and you're looking at their bad side, you're looking at their successes and their failures, you're remembering how they pleased you and you're remembering how they displeased you, so some of all of them is active within you. Now it's sort of a crapshoot. You could get some of anything from them because all of it's active within you, and so law of attraction will just match you up wherever it's convenient. See how it works?
Yes.
The better people treat you, the more aligned you are. The worse people treat you, the more out of alignment you are. The more people mistreat you, the more you are mistreating yourself. And you mistreat yourself anytime you think a thought that doesn't feel good while you think it, whether it's about you or about somebody else. We're going to get to something really good here, and we're going to tell you a story about Jerry and Esther. Stories tell things more easily than theories. So we've noticed that so many of you feel like you're in competition sometimes for rightness, when you can all be right and have a different idea of how to approach something.
Right.
As Jerry and Esther tow their car behind their bus, when they get ready to go, Esther likes to get it right out in a nice straight place where they can hook everything up nice and straight, and then she can just easily pull forward and everything falls into place. The hitch locks in just the way it is supposed to, and off they go. And Jerry likes to hook it up wherever it is and just make it work out. So sometimes they'll be in a campground that's very close quarters, where there are trees here and trash cans there and sewer receptacles here and picnic tables here and other cars and buses all over the place. And Esther will start the engine of the bus, and she'll turn the rear view camera on, and she will notice that the car is already hooked onto the bus. And when the car is hooked onto the bus, you can't back the bus up. So you need to pretty much know where you're going, because you can't back up without unhooking the car. And if it's not straight behind it, it's hard to unhook. So Jerry has hooked the car on, and now he's on the ground out there with the walkie-talkie, and he's calling Esther out of the parking place. And he's saying, come forward, come forward, come forward. And she has very short distance to come forward before she needs to begin making her turn. But she can't make her turn too soon because there are things she will run over with the tow car. So it's very carefully calculated, and Jerry's been out there measuring it. He's been walking it. He knows that it's close, and according to his calculations, Esther has more than 3 inches to spare. But when you're sitting behind the driver's seat, those 3 inches are hard to calculate. And it looks to Esther like she's either going to take the mirror out on the tree or she's going to run over the picnic table. In other words, it doesn't look possible to even make this. And Jerry's saying, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. And Esther is thinking, I might just run right over you. And Jerry is so eagerly calling her forward, and Esther is so believing that he is wrong in his calculation. And she is thinking, you should be here, and you should see that this is not a possible thing to do. And he's out there thinking, you should come this way. I've walked it off. I know that it's a perfect way for us. And so Esther, in the middle of all of this, catches herself thinking a thought that actually makes her laugh right out loud. As she thinks, I hope we have to unhook the car. And suddenly she realizes that she is more invested in being right and more important in making Jerry wrong than she is in feeling good. She'd rather that it go wrong and she be right than that it go well and she be wrong. And we said, that's worth thinking about. And then we ask, and we ask it of all of you, because Esther's not the only one that gets into that competitive place. What is it that makes it necessary that you be right? Why can't you have an idea that's really right from your vantage point and have it not seem so right from somebody else's vantage point? And why does it matter to you that they don't agree? It doesn't matter to Jerry. He's out there saying, come on, come on, come on. He hooked the damn car on already. In other words, they didn't have a discussion about it. The car is already hooked on. He's so confident that this will work or that he can figure out a way, and he just wants Esther to trust in his rightness. But, he doesn't even care if Esther trusts in his rightness. He's sure that he's right. And do you know, 9 out of 10 times they don't have to unhook the car. In other words, he's commonly right. He's just not always right. Esther is thinking, I want to do it the easiest way. Jerry's thinking, I want to do it the most adventurous way. And who gets to be right? In other words, what is the right way? The easy way or the adventurous way? What is the right way? The way that anybody could do or the way that only somebody who's really calculated it could do? And so you have all kinds of differences of opinion about all kinds of things. But the thing that we want you to hear is that your gap between where you are and how you feel and who you really are and how you really feel is all that matters. And you have to factor everybody else out of the equation. In other words, we don't want to train Jerry to stand on his head to please Esther, and it's not really been a problem so far. And we don't want to train Esther to stand on her head to please Jerry. In other words, we want them each to find their alignment no matter what. We would like Esther to say, okay, I'm going to do it this way because it's the path of least resistance. The car's already hooked on and you think it's the way. And I'm going to find a way to find my alignment within this. In other words, I'm going to go with the idea that this will work. But there's a lot of people that you're interacting with that aren't willing to find that way. In other words, they're still in that competitive place. So you have to work overtime in that regard. In other words, you have to allow yourself to feel good regardless of what they're doing, regardless of the fit that they're throwing. You have to stay tuned in, tapped in, turned on. You have to stay true to your ideas regardless of what they say. And even if it turns out that your idea wasn't the best idea in the world and you do have to unhook, even if it turns out that your calculation was off, we still don't want you to cave in and beg for forgiveness. We want you still to always maintain your idea of reaching for what you want and coming into vibrational alignment with it. We want it to be so important to you that you feel good, that you're willing to give yourself the benefit of the doubt every single time. And we want it to be so important to you that you feel good, that you give them the benefit of the doubt every single time. In other words, we want you to leave behind your competition about who's right and acknowledge that this universe has the ability to yield to all of you everything that you want through a variety of different channels and methods and circumstances and events, because there is no competition for this rightness that you are seeking, you see. And when you finally really know that, then you can let them offer their opinion. And even whether you yield to it or not, you don't sacrifice your connection to your journey. You begin to discover that your idea of what you want and where you're going is so alive and so well that nothing can keep you from it. Nothing can keep you from getting to where you want to be. Nothing. It feels like, oh, I've got this dream and I have to play it just right. I have to take all of the right forks in the road in order to get right on my straight and narrow path so that I can get to where I want to be, so that I can fulfill my life's purpose. We say it isn't even close to like that. It's that this resilient, flexible universe has endless ways of helping you get to where you want to be, but you won't discover one of them if you're pushing against anybody.
Okay.
So you could literally say to your friend, I think your idea is screwy, but just for the heck of it, let's do it your way. And I think my desire is so strong that even doing it your screwy way, I'll still get what I want. Isn't that an interesting approach to life?
Yes.
I believe so much in my dream and my vibration, and I'm so sure that the universe will yield to me what I want, that I no longer have to guard the portals. I no longer have to protect myself from anything, not even you and your screwy ideas. I'm so sure that it's going to work out all right that I can relax and enjoy the creativity of what you are suggesting. And since Esther has been relaxing and being playful with Jerry and all of this, she's just playful about it, laughing, because the worst thing that could happen is that they can't make it and they have to stop and unhook the car. The worst thing that would happen is she gets to say, I told you so. And that's a pretty good thing. And the best thing that would happen is that he's calculated precisely, and they can move right out of there, and she can compliment him on his precision calculations as they continue to move happily down the road, you see. You see what we're getting at?
Yes.
You can't lose. You either get to be proud of yourself or proud of them, and proud is proud.
Yes.
Life is supposed to be good. You are magnificent creators. We have enjoyed this interaction more than words can convey. You are magnificent creators who have come and are doing exactly what you intended. And your lives are progressing in exactly the way that you knew that they would. Nothing is off track. Nothing has gone wrong. There is not something that you're supposed to be doing that you're not doing. Everything is unfolding exactly the way that you knew that it would. The laws of the universe are in place. Your earth is spinning in its orbit. Your longevity is assured. Well-being is the basis of your planet. You are worthy beings who deserve wonderful things to happen to you. And it is our desire, with everything that we are, and we are everything, that you relax and allow the well-being that is natural to be yours. There is great love here for you. And for now, we remain eternally incomplete.